So you're thinking about moving to Bend and you want to know more about the developments, the future planning of Bend in and around the city as well as Central Oregon. Well, that's exactly what we're going to be covering in today's video. The Bend Park and Rec District just acquired 453 acres in the southeast part of town, the up and coming southeast part of town. It's blowing up over there right now. So what are they doing with that land? What's the plan for that 453 acres as well as the surrounding land in that area? That's exactly what we're going to be covering in today's video. So if this video sounds like it's for you, stick around. We're going to be getting after this right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good and the bad, the new developments, the old developments of Bend, and the rest of Central Oregon, then subscribe to the channel. Tap that notification bell below so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Bend, Oregon. My name's Ryan, and I've lived in Bend for over 30 years. My business partner, Zach, and I, we get calls and texts every day from people just like you, looking for help on making their smooth move to Bend or anywhere else in Central Oregon, and we absolutely love what we do. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even set up a Zoom meeting. It doesn't matter. We want to be the ones that help you make that smooth move to Bend or somewhere else in Central Oregon. Okay, so what are we talking about today? We are discussing a new part of town, a new development that's going on the southeast part of town right now. It's getting a lot of attention. The urban growth boundary back in 2016 had expanded several hundred acres, maybe several thousand acres, and a lot of that land is in the southeast part of town. And so that's what we're going to explore today. We're going to be sharing our screen here and showing you guys just what is going on in the southeast part of town. And let's just get after it right now so we can give you guys a feel for what's happening here in this part of town. So let's just get going right now. Let me get my face over here in the shot so you can see me talking, and we will talk about it. 453 acres purchased for regional park in Bend. Now, 453 acres is a large chunk of land, and that's going to be a huge park to a very underserved part of town. The southeast part of town has been around for a long time. That's where the Knott landfill is right now. That's where High Desert Middle School is, but there's some new developments going on right now, and the southeast part of town is getting a lot of attention and a lot of notoriety. Caldera High School just went in there. Alpenglow Park just recently went in there. There's going to be a new middle school going in right next to Caldera High School in the next couple of years, as well as a new development by Polish Homes called Easton. We've done a video on several of those things already in the past, but we want to give a lot of attention to what's going on in the southeast part of town, because if history gives any clues, like Summit High School on the west side back in 2001, the development on the west side took place right afterwards over the next 5 to 10 to 15 years. The same thing is going to be happening here on the southeast part of town. So I want to show you guys just where exactly we are referring to. You can see Alpenglow Park there already pinned, but we zoom in here, obviously Bend, that's the whole city of Bend right there. If we zoom into this part of town here, this is going to be the southeast portion of town. This is kind of where our focus is today. This is the little thumb here, a commercial zoned area. That's over 400 acres in its own right. But if we're talking about the 453 acres that the Park and Rec District just acquired, it's going to be right here. Okay, this is all of it right here, a large portion of land. And this is out of the city limits too. So this is kind of rural area out here. This is the Knott landfill. It's only going to be around for a few more years here on the southeast part of town. It will be moving somewhere else eventually, but this is where we're at right now. And so what we can see here is that with this part of town, there's not a whole lot going on today, but it's happening as we speak. Okay, we just had the Reed Market Road commercial development with Cascade Lakes Brewing Company and some other businesses just opened up, and that is right here in this part of town here. So if you're living out here, there's a lot of people that do live out here. There are thousands of people that live out here on rural tracts of land, 5 acres, 10 acres, or even more, with water rights, some without water rights, etc. They have to come into Bend too to go shopping and do things in the town, just like the rest of us do that do live in town. But their closest option for any shopping, grocery shopping, or other types of amenities, gas stations, etc., is either way up here, the east side of town, Costco area, that's several miles away, or we can go all the way to the west to get over to the Parkway and then 3rd Street, and then you'll have Walmart, you'll have Fred Meyer's over here. And so it's several miles either way if you're living out here in the southeast part of town. So not a whole lot going on, but luckily there's a lot of land now that's been acquired and reclassified and rezoned to commercial use. And so we'll take a look at that map here in a little bit. But what we want to talk about first is what this park is really going to look like. So again, 453 acres, that is a large chunk of land. And so what can we compare that to? The first thing that comes to mind for me is going to be Pine Nursery Park. And that's up here in the northeast part of town. And if you lived here for a while, you know that Pine Nursery Park is a fantastic park. It is very busy. There's all kinds of things to do there. And so let's take a quick look at what that looks like at the Bend Park and Rec website. But Pine Nursery Park itself is 159 acres. And so the newly acquired piece of land in the southeast part of town is 453 acres, so almost 3 times the size. That's pretty remarkable. So what would they be installing on that side of town? Well, you can expect soccer fields, you can expect baseball, softball fields, etc. There's going to be hiking trails. There's going to be an off-leash dog park over there. That's to be expected, as well as maybe a pond like this. There's 91 acres of water rights through the Arnold Irrigation District that are included in that parcel of land that was purchased. And then we can continue on, pickleball, tennis, etc., maybe a disc golf course, things of that nature. It is a large piece of land. So the ideas can flow through and the possibilities really are endless. But that is something that is desperately needed on that side of town. And what we're going to see here over the next few years as development continues is homes galore are going to be installed into this part of town right now. And if we zoom in right now, what we can see is 15th Street and Knott Road. This is basically the corner where Easton, the Polish home development, is currently taking place. They've broken ground in phase 1. There's at least 750 homes slated to be going in, with the expectation that over the course of the next 5 to 10 years, we could be looking at over 2,000 to 3,000 homes in this section of land, or this section of town right here alone. We've got Caldera High School here. We've got Alpenglow Park, and then there will be a middle school that is scheduled to be under construction here over the next few years, and that's going to be right here in between Alpenglow Park and Caldera High School. So a middle school here. We've got homes that are under construction here. You can see that Google Earth has updated their map, and you can also see here that there's older subdivisions right here. This is going to be another Polish home community right here. And what we're getting at is that this section of town here has been acquired. This Rain Tree area as well, Rain Tree Court, that's also going to be slated for some commercial development. If we were to scroll over a little bit, what we'll see here is the thumb. This is the thumb of Bend right here, and that's what it's known as through the UGB, the urban growth boundary. This was updated back in 2016. If we were to zoom out just to give you a perspective as to where we're at right now from a satellite map view, you can get a feel for what part of town we're in. We're definitely in the southeast part of town. So if we were to zoom back in and take a quick look at this part of town here, what we're going to notice is that there is a large need for more development, especially with the fact that schools are coming in, and that always breeds a lot of construction and gets a lot of other things going on. There's going to be homes that surround these schools, and so commercial development will be following suit in very short order. So what I want to show you now is this map here. This is the thumb. We just looked at that from a satellite view, so now we can get a closer look as to what type of zoning is going on within the thumb there. And just keep in mind that the new 453 acre tract of land for the park is going to be down here a little ways. If this is Knott Road right here, it comes right by Rickard Road, which goes due east, and that's where the park is going to be through the Park and Rec, the 453 acres. And then as soon as Knott Road passes Rickard Road, it turns into 27th Street. We've got High Desert Middle School right here. We have Caldera High School over here. A new middle school, just like we talked about a few minutes ago, is going to be right in this area here, as well as Alpenglow Park. We've got the Polish Homes Easton development in its first stages right here. 750 homes. There's going to be a lot of commercial development going in all the way around this tract of land too. And I grew up, this was kind of like my neck of the woods growing up. It was out of town, it was farmland, it was irrigation land. And so it's going to be kind of bittersweet to watch it all go away and have this part of town really develop into something that other parts of town in Bend have already seen the development of. And so we will just watch that unfold over the coming years. If we look up here to the top right, this is the Stevens Ranch. There's an arrow right there, it points upward, that's to the north. And this is basically the beginning of the south end of that. That's 2,500 units to a master plan community in its own right, with an elementary school, I believe, that's going to be going in there over the next few years. So you get a feel for what's going on. You can see the zoning, you can see the current plan developments, townhomes here, apartment buildings here, mixed use. There's going to be single dwellings, but ultimately this part of land here is a few thousand acres, and what we can expect over the next 15 to 20 years is to have this entire pocket of land here stemming from 15th Street all the way to Rickard Road and beyond, all the way back to Ferguson. This is all going to be homes here. And you can see right now, if you look at the map, maybe a quarter, if that, is currently developed right now. So this is where things are going to be happening in Bend over the coming years. And this gives you guys hopefully a perspective as to where you may want to consider moving to if you're looking for a place that's blossoming and going to see a lot of attention. You might not like the construction noise and things like that, but you know that this is the up and coming part of town. There's many parts of town that are really truly up and coming and still being developed. The entire town of Bend is like kind of in that realm, but the southeast part is getting a little extra attention, it feels like right now. And you can see here that this tract of land sold for $3.9 million just a couple of weeks ago. And then if you wanted to see this article here, this is through the Cascade Business News, but this basically talks about the master plan area, what kind of jobs it's going to create, what the development is going to look like, and why there's so much development being focused on the southeast part of town. So if you're an investor, that's great. If you just want to buy a home and live there and just expect the price of the home to go up over the course of time, it will anywhere in town, but this could be a special place where it sees maybe a little bit more, who knows. But the point that I'm making right now, this is where things are happening, and this is where a lot of attention is going to be focused in on over the next couple of years. And that's because the Caldera High School just opened up. There will be the middle school that opens up, another elementary school over here on this side of town. So this gives you guys hopefully some perspective on the current state of development in the Bend market right now. I mean, we'll do more videos on other parts of town that are seeing some development as well, because frankly, it's happening everywhere. Construction zones everywhere. Bend is growing at a very, very fast rate, and that's not going to slow down anytime soon. But we wanted to focus on one part of town today, and I think we did that. So again, if you guys are interested in learning more about Bend, maybe somewhere else, or maybe looking to move right now, please reach out to us, give us a call, shoot us a text, email, the Zoom meeting, whatever. Let's get the ball rolling. We want to learn what you guys are looking for so we can put together a plan and hit the ground running when you get here, so we can help you find the right house the first time when you visit. Thanks again for watching. Please like the video, maybe subscribe to the channel. Consider doing that if you're liking this content, and maybe drop a comment too. Let us know what else we can do a video on to help this process for you as you're learning about Bend and surrounding Central Oregon. So thanks again for watching. We're so glad you guys are here. If we don't see you guys on the next video, maybe we'll see you around town at some point. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.